And there we go. Hello, everybody. How is everyone's Sunday going? Hello there, Neko. Hey there, Celeste. Hey, Dakoba and Yellowbat. How's everybody? Alia! Nice to see you in here. Just caught up with the last episode, so perfect timing. Perfect timing, Dakoba. 100%. Little sad I couldn't see your live reactions as we went through that episode, but things got a little bit crazy. For sure. Hey there, Grandy. No, Tailgate, this is not the final episode. It's technically the end of the game. For sure, it's where the story ends, but there's 2 DLC campaigns that takes place after the end of the story. So we still have 2 more streams after this. Hold on, let me move my tea over here real quick. Since it's bright and early, I already got my hot tea ready to go. How's everyone's weekend been? I've been spending pretty much the whole time working on the new video. I actually, about 20 minutes ago, finished editing tonight's release, so it's all ready to go. It'll be uploaded soon. Oh yeah, Sarah is absolutely amazing. Sheriff Breaker is MVP during this entire section. It's not midnight. What's this? Yes, it's going to be early morning today. I honestly wasn't sure how much I'd have to do for the new Psychonauts video, but I got it done early, so I'm like, hey, let's just have some fun. I fell asleep in my family's car earlier during a ride, so that was nice. I missed that, honestly. Just being able to pass out on a family trip in the back seat. Simple life's pleasures, absolutely. Breaker is for sure MVP. Oh, you got it, Neko. Yeah, I wanted to switch up the time a little bit to see who can make these ones that couldn't make the later ones on from my end. It's nice to see everybody. Alright, so as soon as this first intro cutscene is done, there will be a little quick discussion, because we need to finish what we started last episode, talking about Frank Breaker in the Night Springs comic, because, again, he was on his way to the well room at the end of it. And we'll talk about it when we get there. Yep, the next one's going to be Psychonauts, Gendy. It's going to be the next world in Psychonauts 1 series. Perfect, Tailgate. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, let's wait a minute or so, and then we'll get going into this. Oh my god, that's so good. So tasty. Anyone else a tea drinker? I know everyone's into coffee, but I love tea way better. Mostly because I can't tolerate caffeine. I'll start freaking out. What did you do? There's dark clouds and thunder near. What did you do? I don't know what I did. I'm not 100% positive. Probably Father Thor had something to do with that stove. For sure. Oh boy, my eyes. It's mostly just to help me. Teas to help me get up and run in the mornings. Even though I've been on a 5 a.m. wake-up call for the last probably 6 or 7 years. Still not used to it. Tea is really common here in Iran. We have the fresh boiled. Yep, that's what I do, is I boil a tea separate and then throw in. I do loose leaf on occasion, too, for the fun of it. At one point when I was still maintaining my garden down here, I would have fresh herbs and stuff, so I could take it out, dry it, and then use it for loose leaf. If coffee must have Thai in it, dirty chai, I could see that. Blue wasabi, sorry, I read that wrong. Yogi tea? Yep, yogi's good stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and get going into this. By the way, I'm low-key very hyped for the Time Knife reading when you do Quantum Break streams. Oh dear. If anyone doesn't know what Time Knife is, you're in for a treat. Good afternoon, Celeste. Hope your day's been going well. So, again, the same old rules apply. We'll have no spoilers in the chat. And if you want to discuss them after the fact, when the VOD goes up, we can do it in the comments. Other than that, let's just have some fun with this.
Previously on Alan Wake, I wrote a horror story that has come true. Thomas Zane did the same in the 70s.
You will go no further.
If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story. No one will survive.
You knew Zane! Thomas Zane! You're the Lady of the Light in the song!
He left something behind to help me. The clicker.
Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
I can get to her now. I can finish this.
Hey there, Kayla. How you doing? How did the trip go? You're settling in?
I had a hangover. My head was about to explode and the light hurt my eyes. I needed my sunglasses and painkillers to dull the pain. In one of my finer moments of self-deception, I swore to quit drinking.
Yep, I think we've all been here at one point in our lives where we're like, yep, never drinking again. Give it a few weeks. Okay, we're back at it. I'm sorry, Kayla. I'm sorry. I hope you got caught up on the stream, though. There you go, Kayla. Right on. Can't go anywhere without
I
it.
could keep my eyes open without feeling like a vampire in the sun.
You kind of are a vampire in the sun, dude. You're wearing shades on the inside. The Blues Brothers would be proud of you, but that's about it. I cannot wait to see what they do with the graphics for Alan Wake 2. And painkillers.
The pills worked fast. The prospect of being awake started to seem bearable again.
Yeah, as they call it over here, there's some of those nights where we sit down on our knees and pray to the porcelain goddess that is the toilet. But other than that, moving onwards. Yep, streaming early today. Bird decided to do a different time. Mostly because I, again, work early tomorrow and I really didn't feel like having a late stream.
There was a message waiting for me on the machine.
You have one new message.
Al! Are you still asleep? Wakey, wakey! You should have your show on your TiVo. If Alice wasn't too mad to record it. As she called me earlier and really chewed me out. Yeah, we went a little overboard last night. But parties are a part of this business. Al, look, I'm saying this as your friend. She's not doing your career any favors by trying to run your life like that, okay? I'll talk to you later, Al. Watch the show.
No, not trying to drive a wedge there at all. Yep, glad you can make it too, absolutely. So I didn't get to mention this before, and the first time we were in his apartment in episode 2 because...
on the talk show the previous
Hold
night,
on.
talking about my latest book. The show was supposed to be waiting for me on our TiVo.
I'll get there, game, thank you, because Alice was yelling at me. But the award that Alan won for his Alex Casey is the Dual Berettas, which again is Max Payne's weapons of choice. Steve Buscemi? I can it has kind of that tonality to it. Like, it cracked me up when I was playing Max Payne 2, and Vinny Gognitti had the same voice actor. I was just like, what the crap? Alright, so it looks like this takes place after the last scene, because we have the TV set up finally.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Gallet Show.
Thank you, everybody. We have a great show tonight. I've been talking with the best-selling author Alan Wake about his new book, The Sudden Stop.
Yeah, good read. Go buy it.
No, it is a good read. Look, I'm gonna be honest here.
Is that wise?
No, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I got people who give me the lowdown on books. I'm a busy guy. But this one, I actually read from cover to cover. I mean, I'm a big fan.
Wow, thanks.
Now, this might be a spoiler for those who haven't read the book yet. Based on the sales figures, the 2 people out there who haven't read the book yet. But this last book is all about the death of the main character, the hard-boiled New York detective, Alex Casey. Now, there's been a lot of outrage about this. Why the hell did you kill Casey? What the hell were you thinking, man?
Good riddance. No, seriously though. 7 years and 6 books is a long time. He was a gloomy guy to spend all your working hours with, and it was a good run. But it's time to explore new things. My next book will be a departure from the old for me.
You selfish bastard, always thinking of yourself. Well, you've certainly given us a lot of entertainment over the years.
Right, spoilers for the book, for sure.
Casey was a gloomy guy. Never had much luck with his love life with the ladies. Was that autobiographical in any way?
Yeah, no kidding. Casey's lady friends tended to die on him. With Casey, it was all about his pain. No.
Pain, wink,
nothing
wink.
autobiographical about that. I'm a happily married man. My wife is my muse.
Well, congratulations. That's great to hear. So, how's the publicity tour been treating you?
Good. Great. But I gotta say, I'm glad to be back home in New York.
Well, you've certainly been on the news a lot lately. Lots of parties and, you got into a fight with some paparazzi.
Oh, man. Well, that guy was really in my face. I lost my temper. I know that wasn't cool.
You are famous for that temper.
Well, I did also write several books.
Well, your latest novel is called The Sudden Stop, and it's in bookstores now. Go get it. That means the two of you out there who haven't bought it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you tonight. I want to thank all our guests for the evening. Alan Wake, Sam Lake.
Sam Lake!
Face for a Sam.
There's the Max Payne face.
Our musical guests, Poets of the Fall.
Poets of the Fall, absolutely.
At least I'd been funny. I told myself I could live
In
with that.
canon, Sam Lake and Poets of the Fall exist in the Alan Wake
I didn't
universe.
say anything stupid if that's what you want to know.
Okay, Grumpy. You want an Aspen or something?
Are you going to start with me about drinking now?
You know what? Go back to sleep, Alan.
What? Now you can't even talk to me?
Well, this morning I was angry because you said you'd be home at midnight and you showed up at 7 a.m. and passed out in mid-sentence. Now I'm over it. Are you angry?
This goddamn tour. It's gotten out of hand.
Oh, honey. It's almost over, right? We can get back to normal, and you can start writing again.
I'm sorry, honey.
Alan, you're not thinking straight. Just take a shower and go back to bed, huh?
No, he didn't cheat
Yeah,
on her. He was
you're
just
right, honey.
out drinking all
I'm sorry.
night and
Once this is
passed
over,
out.
let's go away together. A vacation. Just you and me. Some peace and quiet.
Yeah, 100% Yellow Bat. Actually, Sam Lake played Quantum Break with Alan. So Max Payne and
Somehow,
Alan were playing
the
Quantum
clicker
Break at
was
one
the
point.
key to the cabin. I had to return to Cauldron Lake to save Alice.
Here we go.
I'm going back to the lake to finish this. I'm going to write an ending to the story in the manuscript on my own terms, to make it all right.
Why can't you just write it here?
The last page is still in the typewriter. I need to read it first. Everything needs to be just right. Zane tried to cut some corners, and it didn't end well.
Okay, ready when you are.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but I need to do this alone. Barry, take her gun. Miss Weaver, close the door when I leave.
Oh, Barry, it's okay, buddy.
Good luck, Al.
See you later. When I got out, it was warm and sunny. I'd flicked the switch of the clicker. Had it done this? I didn't stop to question it. I had to take advantage of the sunlight to get to the lake.
Yeah, so
On Zane's page, I'd stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, about to use the clicker. That's where I was headed.
yeah, he clicks the switch, and even though it was the middle of the night, it's randomly daylight on the outside. And we get to see from Frank Breaker's perspective on the outside what exactly happened. He actually got run off the road, was about to be completely killed by Taken, and then randomly the sun just popped up out of nowhere.
In daylight,
And killed them
surrounded by
all.
The beauty of the Pacific Northwest landscape. It was hard not to let doubt creep in one last time. I could still chalk everything up to a dream, a delusion. I had enough imagination to make up something like this, having been in the cabin all this time, trapped in a story inside my head, gone mad from grief over Alice's death like Hartman had claimed. There would be no way of knowing. I told myself it didn't really matter. My course was set.
So yeah, absolutely in lore, he flipped a switch and the sun turned on. Whoa, Hero, what's up? Why you yelping behind me there, dude? You okay? So this actually used to be a Verizon advertisement here, and they switched it out for this one because Verizon pulled their endorsement or whatever they do for games. You never understood the clicker? Well, at the end of the day, the clicker works that way because it was written. And we'll leave it at that. A lot of the weirdness of this story, we just have to accept, hey, it's weird because that's how the story goes. Please boop the pupper. Oh, I will. Hey there, Erica. How are you doing? It's going pretty good. Nice to see you. I don't even know what that would do to turn the sun on and off. I mean, like, that means we're shifting the moon around too, so the ocean waves are probably going to get really messed up. Pretty sure everyone outside's going to be, what the hell just happened? The entire world probably noticed this. Alright, Majestic Hotel coming down. And this is the hotel that Sheriff, or the Deputy Grant, I believe, recommended that Alan go to, but he never did. Yeah, that would literally be an apocalypse if this happened. It'd be absolute nuts. Alright. So we're going to be doing a little bit off the beaten trail for a lot of this, because there's a lot of things not on the road. Technically, you can just drive straight to the next objective, but we'll take a little side route. About to play some Skyrim while watching. Oh, I'm doing great, Erica. Thanks. Sounds like fun. I've actually haven't played any of the Elder Scrolls since Oblivion. That was the last time that I picked up one of those, and then it red ringed my Xbox 360, and since then I kind of got turned off of them. FBC probably covered it up as natural phenomenon, mass hysteria. And it's also, well, they have an explanation in lore about the extent of it, so we're not going to go that far until we get to Control, but there is an explanation for who all experienced it. David Grant said the motel's famous for its ferocious... Oh, yeah, that's right, Yellowbat. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. I remember she mentioned the Majestic. Imagine the clicker avoids the loopholes of waves and everything. Either that or some janitor was busy that day. Right. Right. Having a crossover game? Absolutely, Anime Blaze. We may experience some of that crossover pretty soon. Like, they're releasing a new version of Skyrim for the 3rd time? Like, oh, are you talking about like on a new console? Time to break out the amnestics. Yep. Okay, so we got that one, and now we're going to need to go through a little bit more. Yeah, but this town, so much weird crap's been happening. I'm pretty sure everyone's just used to it by now. We're going to do the DLCs for Alan Wake first, and then we'll probably... I don't know. I think we're going to do a different game first, because there's a lot of games outside of the Remedyverse that has been requested. I'm going to put it up for a poll. But as soon as that's done... we'll probably either do Quantum Break or go backtrack and do the Max Payne games. I'm not sure yet, though. Yeah, AEW DSC is kind of a crossover already, but... imagine Duo playing with your pals, Jesse Faden and Alan Wake. That'd be awesome. I don't know if they're actually going to do some kind of like Avengers moment with the Remedyverse. It seems kind of forced in a way, but I think there's going to be like a lot of references to each other, kind of like how Stephen King does his... works. And we're stuck. This isn't good. We can't drive further, so we're gonna have to go out on foot.
The darkness had touched me. There was a link between us. Always would be. I could feel its presence again, getting closer.
Great.
Kill your wife.
You know what? Screw you, Barbara. And it's nighttime again already. I swear, if anyone's out there like on the lake, like fishing or something, they're gonna be really confused. It's like, oh, it's the middle of the night. Oh wait, it's daytime. Oh wait, now it's the middle of the night again. What's the frick is going on? And we're almost out of ammo already. Jeez. The faction of the Star Brainstorm is called Magisterium. They're a shady secret society dedicated to protecting humanity from supernatural threats. Sounds like fun. What's that from?
The Dark Presence was no longer trying to capture the writer so he could create the ending it wanted. The writer knew too much. He was too strong.
Oh, his Dark
And he
Materials?
carried a weapon left behind by Thomas Zane, something that could hurt it. Now, the darkness was doing everything in its power to simply stop the writer from ever reaching Cauldron Lake and the dark place it came from.
I love his Dark Materials. It's been a long time since I read those books, though. I'll definitely need to go back through them. One bright day in the middle of the night. Yep. It's basically, it says basically it's a Finnish holiday. Because the further north of the hemisphere you get, the more you have days like this. I think there's some areas where all year long or all day long it doesn't even get dark. It's just different tiers of daylight. You know what? I'm gonna be British and go on the wrong side of the road. Hello there. Oh. Alright, so here is the Majestic Hotel. Why is no one reporting on this? They're probably trying to keep it under wraps as much as possible. And again, there is a pseudo-explanation in the control. Alright, general information. Refundable $100 security deposit required on all reservations. No personal checks accepted. We take all major credit cards and bank cards. Checkout time. No loud music or pets. One vehicle per unit. No exceptions. No visitors allowed on the premises after 9. Well, we already messed up that rule.
Based on the signature in the motel register, Agent Nightingale had stayed here, in room number 2.
So this is where Nightingale was hanging out while he was investigating us and trying to track us down. Wait, there's a new His Dark Materials book trilogy? I did not know that.
The Poet and the Muse, lyrics by old gods of Asgard. The first verse. There's an old tale wrought with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a life to the words the poet used. Now the muse she was his happiness, and he rhymed about her grace, and told her stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened waves, till in the stillness of one dawn, still in its misty crown, the muse she went down to the lake, and in the waves she drowned.
Again, that's the history of everything leading up to it. And there is another one we haven't listened to, but that's because we haven't gotten to it yet. There's a few manuscripts in this game that they force you to pick up as part of a cutscene, so I chose not to read it yet, so we can read it at that time. But we'll get there soon. We need Alan to sing. Oh boy, he needs to sing some, and do some dancing too. I think Alan will be pretty good at it. In my opinion, Alan would be pretty dynamite at it, but that's just my opinion. The live action, His Dark Materials, and HBO's are really good. I haven't. Is it actually out already? I didn't know it was released.
This had obviously been the room where Agent Nightingale had stayed when he hadn't been busy harassing me.
Yeah, photos of everybody all over the place. Empty beer cans, a bottle of scotch. But he has some flashbangs up here, and he has another 6-pack ready to go. I think I'm not the only one here who requested Dean cover Children of the Elder Gods in a jazz style. Oh boy. Don't put that out there, Bat. Don't put that out there. You give me that challenge and I may just do it for the fun of it. I just need to get a new MIDI keyboard because my old one, for some reason, the sustain and the damper pedals don't work properly anymore. So I'm going to need to get a new setup for it. But mine is amazing. Like, I bought it back in high school, but it's a Korg Triton LE. Full weighted keys, 8 octaves. It's freaking amazing. I love it. Okay. Let's get going. No, Nightingale wasn't a conspiracy theorist. He was a former FBI agent. And he got pulled in to this entire madness by accident. Alright, and this section is always a pain in the ass. Long story short, Nightingale got the wrong idea that Alan was responsible for his partner's death, became an alcoholic, and fired from the bureau, and then started chasing him around. Can we get a real life Night Springs show, kind of like cringy Twilight Zone? That would be fun. Hey, do it as a web project. Get some friends together. We can even record it in black and white and do the exact same stuff. I mean, it basically looks like it was filmed on a cell phone camera anyways. Wouldn't that be a fun community project where we all get together, write Night Springs episodes, and then just record them and upload them as a web series?
What the hell?
I would love that. Whoa, 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 whoa. None of that. Like, we'd probably have to get approval from a Remedy just to use the name, but other than that... Oh, poltergeists everywhere, and the floor is literally, like, buckling underneath us. This isn't creepy at all. One of my Discord pals is a huge Twin Peaks fan. I recommend Alan Wake to him because it's heavily inspired. Oh, absolutely. If he loves Twin Peaks, he's going to love this. 100%. Like, this is just one of those games where if you like Twin Peaks, you like Stephen King, you're just going to fall in love with this. I think Remedy would really love their fans and allow them to do it, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, like, if we wanted to try that, I can talk to Vita and say, hey, do you think anyone would mind if we did this for the fun of it? Okay, we're about to get hit by this one. No, we dodged it like a frick. Bye-bye, tire. You did this to yourself. I had nothing to do with it. Is Sarah's father from the FBC? We're not talking about that yet. But there is, all I will say is, because it is in this game, there is a letter found in the sheriff's office from the Federal Bureau of Control, and there's just a sticky note on it saying, ask Dad about this. And that's the only thing I can say since we already saw it in-game. I'm surprised I got through this without taking damage. This part usually screws me up. Like when I was doing my speed run to get Nightmare Mode unlocked, I died on this section like 3 times. I think Remedy really do a good sound. I feel like Remedy could do a really good Silent Hill game. Oh, absolutely. I seriously... Oh, God. Okay, hold on. I need to not talk during this section. Oh! Ow, 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 ow. I don't even care. I'm going to waste all my ammo on this thing, because this thing's a pain in the freaking butt. Hey there, Jens. Thank you so much for the subscription. And I'm sorry I missed you, Carolina Alvis. Thank you as well. Welcome aboard to our crazy train here. Okay. Okay, let's get out of here. Kojima's... Wait, hold on. Kojima? Dude, imagine... Actually, there already is a kind of pseudo-crossover. Kojima made his way into Control, weirdly enough. His character in the Remedyverse is named Dr. Tokia. He voiced him and everything. Goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry. You wish you had a car. Oh, you should just not be in the road there. I love how this game starts off with Alan accidentally hitting a hitchhiker and having a breakdown, and now we're just literally mowing everybody over for the fun of it. Oh. Oh god! Death Rally! This is literally Death Rally right here. This is literally Death Rally. Which, if anyone doesn't know, is the Remedy's first game. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, let's just get out of the car and run. Hop the fence. Yep, goodbye. Haha, you can't get to me now, jerk. Kojima's in Cyberpunk 2. And actually, Sam Lake made it into Death Stranding. I believe he was like the mentor of the protagonist or something. He only showed up in like a flashback. Ghost to Goose got some wrecked. Okay, we're nice and safe for a moment. Time to get caught up in chat. Silent Hill is a place of power. I think that is 100% canon. Let's be honest. I will return to Cyberpunk once it's properly fixed. I haven't played it at all. And Akira Yamaoka working with the, what's his face? What's the Remedy's composer? I forgot his name. I literally have it posted in every one of my videos. Hold on. We need coffee before you guys try to murder me. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello. And goodbye. I'm just gonna run back to the barn real quick. Yeah, Petri Alonco and Akira Yamaoka, that would just... And you have to have Mary Elizabeth McGuinn doing the vocals. Seriously, Yamaoka and McGuinn, or McGlynn, are my favorite duo when it comes to gaming stuff. Oh my god, her voice is a freaking angelic.
The Poet and the Muse, lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard, the second verse. The poet came down to the lake to call out to his dear. When there was no answer, he was overcome with fear. He searched in vain for his treasure lost, and too soon the night would fall. Only his own echo would wail back at his call. And when he swore to bring back his love by stories he'd create, nightmares shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
King Crazy, Jack Joyce is not really a para-utilitarian. What happened to him is purely science. It's not anything to do with ESP or para-utilitarian tendencies. Silent Hill into the Remedyverse. We can now have the Hiss versus the Darkness versus the Town. I bet all my money on the Town. Oh, gosh. Technically, we can just say headcanon Silent Hill is a place of power, because, again, this is a multiverse, which means all universes exist within it. Hell, even our universe exists within it. Sam Lake was kidnapped by by an Alan Wake character at one point, and trapped at the bottom of the lake. That actually is Remedyverse canon. Maybe we should talk about that at one point. Okay, hold on. Let me get caught up in where we are. Okay, let's get out of here real quick. Okay, let's get back on the road, and goodbye now. Wait, I think I'm missing something. I know there's a few things. No. No, we are still going. Goodbye. Goodbye. I want to get a save point real quick before we do anything else. Hello, thank you. And money. Not money. Guns. Ammo. It was because of the haircut he had during Alan Wake launch. I was kind of understand. Not gonna lie. Wait, what happened? Are there any cue cards in this episode? There's only 3 QR codes as far as I know. Hold on. I think there is something I'm missing. Give me a moment. Okay, never mind. It's right after this whole section. Oh boy, here we go. This is going to be interesting. Is Quantum Break the next Remedy game stream series? It will... I'm not sure if I'm going to do Max Payne or Quantum Break. Because technically Max Payne was released... Payne was released before this one. Speaking of which, since we're bringing that up, if anyone noticed, there's a lot more misery themes as well, because Alan Wake's last book, The Sudden Stop, is about the death of his protagonist, and that's exactly what happened with Paul Sheldon at the start of Misery, where he killed off Misery Chastain, which is his titular character. And his fan base, or more specifically Annie Wilkes, the antagonist, her entire deal was he killed off the main character, and she was convinced that he actually murdered somebody because she was nuts. Literally torturing him because he murdered a fictional character. And there's some lines, and I think in the survival guide, where Rose is asking Wake, he's not actually dead, is he? Basically, literally almost paraphrasing word for word something right out of Misery. Oh my god, okay, hold on. Drop this, none of your crap. Oh my god. Okay, Death 4. This tunnel is brutal. Yeah, Alan was, in control, was on a list referred to as a peri-utilitarian. Jack is never mentioned. And again, his whole thing is nothing to do with this kind of stuff. We need to play Silent Hill on stream at some point. Okay, we just need to take this nice and slow. Did I just miss some ammo back here? I think we'll survive. We have plenty of ammo. I might put it up for a poll if the community wants me to start up, or at least continue on with Remedy for the time being. Or do some other things. That did not hit them whatsoever. Sorry, I'm a little focused on this one, because they're literally freaking everywhere! Oh my god, leave me alone! No stun locking me, jackasses. Replaying Backman Arkham Asylum. I've actually never played any of the Arkham games. Weirdly enough. I just put a couple of flares down while running and just... Oh yeah, just save ammo. Yeah, just run straight through it. Say screw it. Hi guys. You know, I just might... You know, yeah, I'm 100% with that. Here you go. Goodbye. Because then you don't have to worry about any of your resources going away. Okay, saving at the end, run towards, you'll see on the ground on the right just before... Oh wait, no, there's a manuscript right over here, I think. Just couldn't see it because it was blinded out by there.
The bottom of Cauldron Lake was a graveyard of things the lake had claimed in one way or another over the decades. The Dark Presence brought them...
Sure, Kayla, I'll forge your work experience. We'll get you that job, don't worry.
The remains of a long ago crashed airplane there. Trees shattered under the impacts. The earth groaned. It didn't even notice.
So, someone asked way back, and I believe episode 2 or episode 3, I don't remember which one, about why there was a airplane in the middle of the woods. Well, this is why. Much like the Bermuda Triangle or the Rhombus of Ruin for Psychonauts fans, the Cauldron Lake has swallowed a lot of boats, airplanes crashed into it over the last century or so. So the Dark Presence is basically ripping all of the wreckage from down below and throwing them all over town. The lighting tech that Remedy has is so insane. Their Northlight engine is so advanced. Control seems like the next gen game if you played on RTX. I cannot wait to play it on RTX. My new PC is a 3090 NVIDIA. Ugh. I haven't played Control with actually updated graphics above 1080, so I have no clue how good it looks. I cannot wait, though. Actually, give me a second. I need to turn off my heater. It's getting a little warm in here. 1 second. Oh, is someone here? Is someone here? Go say hi.
Hey, you want some pancakes and biscuits and gravy?
I'm good. I appreciate it, though. And we are back. My roommate just showed up with pancakes and biscuits and gravy. I'm like, might have those later. You're going to do a stream for Crossfire X campaign. 100% tailgate. We are absolutely going to be doing Crossfire X on stream. And and I might just do multiplayer for the fun of it with the community afterwards. Not on stream, but just for the fun of it. And screw your barricades. I scoff at your barricades. Yeah, Napro, I had to walk out. My roommate just got back, and his dog, who has been hanging out with us in stream, wanted to get out. And I needed to turn off the heater because it's freaking hot in here. I live in the middle of the desert, so we have very hot days and very cold nights.
In the end, Barry wasn't going to shoot Sarah. They both knew that. Once she had no chance of catching up to Wake, Barry gave up the gun and sat down on the floor, shielding his face from the merciless glare of the well-lit room. "I don't think I'm ever going to see him again," he said in a weak voice. Sarah didn't have it in her to be mad at him. Besides, he was probably right.
This sucks. And basically around this part of the scene is when Frank finally shows up in the power plant and walks in on Cynthia, Sarah, his daughter Sarah, and Barry. So the four of them are currently together doing the stuff off camera. No, I did not get a 3090. I have a 3070. I was trying to get a 3080 because that was the most powerful one at the time, but I couldn't get a copy of it, and when I built this PC, it literally took me like 4 months just for the 3070 to become available, so I'm happy as it was. Hey there, Banana, how are you? Oh god. And now let's flip around and head on up. Okay, let me just double check. See you later. And if you've seen any horror movies, you know that is the rules of surviving a horror movie. You never say, "I'll be right back," because you know you won't ever. I've been watching Scream again recently since the new trailer came out, so that's in my head. Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. Trespassers will be prosecutors. Solicitors will be shot. See the yard manager when you enter. Oh, God. I wish I could put that no solicitor sign up on my property. Solicitors will be shot. Holy crap, this is definitely not in the city. I never built the PC. I just, I got one of those CRX PCs where you just make the specs and then they build it for you. You had that sign up in your store? That's awesome. Honestly, the no solicitor sign that I wanted to get is basically a little garden gnome. And he's holding a sign saying no soliciting. He's also flipping off whoever walks up. So it's a little garden gnome flipping you off. Okay, what do we have in here? Oh, hello there. Nope. Okay, you just back on up there, son. Unattended children will be given a cappuccino and a puppy. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Hi. Violent IKEA gnomes? Absolutely. Okay, so we got a coffee thermos. Got some more batteries over here. Hold on. Let me just roll this on up. Where are we? And the top floor. Okay, so we're not going to go in here just yet. There's a couple more things we need to pick up. For example, a sign here. All visitors must see... Oh, we just got an achievement. You must sign a liability waiver before entering the yard. If you're looking for a specific part, ask for it first. If you pull it, you must bring your own tools. Yep. Sounds about right. Okay, let's look around. I think there is a supply chest back here. You would fear that gnome? That's the point. No one ever thinks about the garden gnomes. They're always got your back, though. Oh, wow. You guys are freaking assholes. Get out of there, you pendejo. I want to give this door the middle finger. That would be rude. My gnome wizard having a bad day? Pretty much. Okay, so we got you. We got you. Okay, and then there's the coffee. Okay, let's head on upstairs. That's still up for debate. No one really knows if the Taken are already dead. If they're brain dead and being reanimated, if they're zombies, it's just, more accurately, it's like they're completely possessed by the dark presence, which means they're still alive. But, yeah. I don't know if they're ever really clear about that, to be honest.
The Poet and the Muse, lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard, the 3rd verse. In the dead of night she came to him with darkness in her eyes, wearing a mourning gown, sweet words as her disguise. He took her in without a word, for he saw his grave mistake, and vowed them both to silence deep beneath the lake. Now, if it's real or just a dream, one mystery remains, for it is said on moonless nights they may still haunt this place.
Hey Celeste, I already sang last episode during the last stream. We need to give my throat a rest. I think I started out okay, and then it just went downhill from there. Boom! We got another cough. Pyramid right there. Okay. Let's head on down. Pharmacy parking only. Violators will be ground into powders and compounded. I love those kind of jokes. Oh yeah. We never turned this on. We completely forgot to actually open the gate. And that's why we went up here in the first place. Yeah, they seem more like the puppet type, in my opinion. Where is that? There it is. Shit. I played this game enough, you'd think I know where things are at. Apparently not. Hi there. He just literally just sucker punched me in the jaw. That was just a love tap there, buddy. Come on, you're holding a hammer and you just kind of poke me in the chin? But people possessed by the hiss can't be saved all the time. I don't think we've ever had anybody saved, but we're not going to talk about that because we will be doing, there's only one person as far as I know that was ever saved. And that's a special circumstance. Well, we'll not go to details there. Hello there. Bye-bye. Hold on, there is going to be a coffee thermos right over there. You know what? Let's just have some fun. Here you go. Goodbye. Do you think Jessie will end up like the previous directors? I don't think so. Mostly because she's the main character. She probably has protagonist hacks. And plot armor. Oh wait, that's not footsteps. Whoa, that was close. Give me a second, I'm gonna have to look off screen for 2 seconds. Okay, we're good there. Okay, I think we're good to move on. Jesse versus Jack, it depends. It depends. If Jack takes her by surprise, there's basically nothing she can do about it. Because he could literally just walk up, freeze time, and then do what he needs to do. If she's aware of him and happens to have an object of power that helps in that situation, possibly? Hard to really say. Jack is kind of overpowered, let's be 100% honest. A hero needs a crisis. Napro, remove that. We're not talking about any of that stuff right now. Again, no spoilers at all in chat. Whatsoever. Okay, this... Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, there's something around here, I think... Or did I already pick that up? I think that's this one that I accidentally picked up.
Zane cut its heart out, but it didn't die. The thing that wore Barbara's face kept crooning sweet nothings sugar-laced with poison. He put on the suit, untied the monster from the chair. The thing in his arms thrashed weakly, but he held fast. He stepped outside, off the pier, and into the dark water, a sinking pinprick of light descending toward a bottom that never came.
So, yep, and this shows what Zane did, essentially, is grabbed it, the remnants of Barbara, and dove. He went on one last dive. Jesse's Bay. I can get behind that. But I will 100% say my wife in Control is definitely Emily. She just loves her job way too much. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Don't you dare hit my car. Ooh. Hi there. So first, boom, you're gonna take that. Drop another flare, grab a flashbang, and go kabam. Alright, we're good. Darling's your favorite? I can get behind that. That's all good. Okay, let's grab our car and get the hell out of here before more show up. You want to see Jesse doing a singing session of Dynamite? Hey, see if you can DM Courtney and see if she'll do it. She's already done some... I think she did like a guest appearance on Jesse Cox's YouTube channel at one point. So it sounds like she's not... She's I don't even know where we're going. She'd be fine doing additional stuff for the fan base. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, you guys just need to chill the hell out. Seriously. Yeah, she recorded a custom intro for Jesse Cox's review of Control. And I know she's done some, like, podcast stuff for some community members, too. And now let's grab the car. That's one thing I love about the actors that Remedy gets, is they're all extremely devoted to the craft and to the franchise in general. I mean, specifically Matthew, James, and Courtney, they just go above and beyond when it comes to the community, and I love it. I absolutely adore it. And I know the actress who played Mona in the second game has done some stuff on the side, too. I don't think they've brought her back since. Alright, let's hop on out.
When I told Barry my plan back in the well-lit room, I'd acted as if I knew what I was doing. I didn't. I was operating on the shifting logic of a dream. I had to fight my way to the lake through the horrors of the night. I had to flick an old battered light switch imbued with childhood magic. I had to write a happy ending to a horror story. I had to save my wife from the dark prison she was being held in.
How do you do that? Let's be 100% honest. How do you write a happy ending to a horror story? And still make it a horror story? Oh, yeah, Ilka too. Oh, 100%. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave him out of this. It's just like everyone's just an absolute treasure. Okay. Alright, time to work on those muscles. Let's see if you got past your leg day and have that upper body strength here. Okay. Sorry. I'm not too familiar with the last act of the game. So forgive me if I'm going to be running in circles. Oh yeah, we need a pump action shotgun because having these double barrels are not helping us in the slightest. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, absolutely. If anyone hasn't, go check out Jesse Cox's review. You'll see what Courtney did for it. She even did some live action sections, not just her letting her voice. That's not good. Alright, time to focus. I did not kill him, but whatever, I'll accept it. Okay. And I am not going to worry about wasting ammo because we have the best weapon of all right here. Oh crap, and I burned it out already before I even got to use the damn thing. I love these things, but they're really dangerous to rely on. Got it. Okay, perfect. Oh crap, he snuck up on me. No, get off of it, Alan! Drop. What are you doing? I'm literally hitting the... I'm literally button mashing the flare and he keeps jumping back on the thing for no reason. Okay. We're not gonna play around anymore. Come on. You want some of this? Flashbang. Fuck you. And that did not work in the slightest. That's one. You know, you're gonna get a flare gun to the face. Oh, whoa. Okay, that was close as hell. Okay, guys. Alright. Somehow we survived that. Let's go ahead and check out the building and see what we can loot here. So does our universe exist in the Remedy multiverse? It absolutely does. Oddly enough. If you go and check out a lot of the promotional material, like the American Nightmare Developer Diaries and the trailers and advertisements for Quantum Break, they really go out of their way to play with it. There's even a Control trailer where Jesse Faden is walking around the Remedy offices. Apparently Sam Lake has time control powers and gets kidnapped by a certain Alan Wake character. Max Payne and Alan Wake are playing Quantum Break together. It's kind of ridiculous. I love it, though. Alright, hold on. There is something here I want to grab before we move onwards. There is a building here somewhere. And it's all canon, 100%. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know what's going on over there, but I do not care. We're going to run away. Could you heal in the spotlight during the last battle? I don't think so. That'd be very convenient, but I don't think they give you that option. Thank you, Celeste. Yes, Alan wants to kill him with the big boy light. All we need to do, just imagine Jessie being able to be in this story where she picks it up and just carries it around telekinetically and just easy modes the entire freaking game.
The dark place I found myself in was unlike anything I could ever have imagined. It wasn't solid. It flowed. It was conceptual and subjective. For someone else, an artist in another field, it would have been very different. I could sense the story of the manuscript all around me. The words and ideas floating in the air, poised to become real.
And this is the first time in the game we, as far as I know, we give name to what energies are within the Cauldron Lake. It is a place called the Dark Place. And for Control fandoms, it is a threshold. Cauldron Lake acts as the gateway. Would have needed a more S-Edge kind of fight. That's why, in my opinion, I would have loved to see like a pyrokinesis type ability pop up, because it would work so perfectly with the Alan Wake theme of
mirror peak in the distance.
light versus darkness.
That's where Cauldron Lake was.
Okay, we got a little bit further to go. And I think we need to go over this direction. Yeah. Why would you want to speedrun Control? I don't know why you would want to speedrun it. I mean, sorry, with my statement I meant speedrunning Alan Wake using, by carrying that giant big boy lamp around. Okay, let's do this. Let's play some Donkey Kong, people. Let's go on a minecart. Let's go. One of the Twitch streamers I follow just started playing the original Donkey Kong Country, so I got that on the mind right now. Have you seen the Remedy developers react to glitched speedrun of Control? Where they literally get into the ceiling space. They stack a few boxes, skip into the ceiling, and kind of just like run straight through it. Skipping all the cutscenes, and oh, dude, it's freaking crazy. This could be just like Alex Casey. It's not introduced a choice. It's Alan's manuscript willpower. Hold on, let me just look around real quick, because I think there... First and foremost, let's grab this before we look at chat. I thought you didn't live that. I missed a lot. Birds? I am in light. Why would you try to attack me? Interesting theory that Alan access of the dimension of the dark place leaves traces of Alan, and even more convincing, you can check those visions soon through videos. Oh, we've already seen all the vision videos, Napro. I played them audio only, and I gave spoiler warnings, because you don't really want to focus on those visions if you aren't experienced with the story of this game and haven't experienced the AW DLC of Control either, because it directly comes in after that, chronologically. Oh, there's something here. Hold on. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. I was like, there's no other path down here. So I knew there was another path before we go up the ladder there. Here we go. I absolutely adore when the developers react to that kind of stuff, because they're just like, wait, how is that even possible? With a lot of sides, the top of flash line to run with that, and might work as well. Like, honestly, there's some jokes if you have been around the Alan Wake subreddit, but there is a flashlight, almost like a military grade, where if you're in the middle of the woods at night and you flip that thing on, it looks like daylight. I don't even know how bright it really is, but my personal flashlight I use for work is 12,000 lumens. Can someone look up real quick what a standard flashlight lumen rating is? I'm curious. But yeah, my 12,000 lumen flashlight is a beast. That thing literally brights up the night sky. Oh, you're good, Nap, bro. No worries. And hop! Hippity hop, hip hop anonymous. Let's go. Can you birds just, like, not, please? I do not appreciate your sass and shenanigans. Goodbye. I think there's one more flock. I could be wrong, though. Guess not. And we can't go down there. Let's go this way. Let's just wait till we get across here before we fight those guys. Yeah, I do plan to play Returnal. From what I've seen, heard, is that there's an old Remedy writer that went to work on that. So if it has that same kind of stuff, 100% I'll be taking a look at it. And that's why, like, I was originally going to, I don't know if I want to go straight into another Remedy stream after this, but go into a different game, like put up a poll. Because I know a lot of requests came from Returnal for The Evil Within and a few other games like that. There's an SCP that a pizza's delivery speedrun. I think you mentioned it before. I think you put it up in Discord at one point. Ah, I can't see. At least we know that pausing it gets rid of that issue right away. Hey there, Anamino, or Ananino. Oh, Anonimo. There we go. I'm saying that all wrong. Thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome aboard our crazy train here. That's what I was thinking of doing too, Jendi, is like switching back and forth between one Remedy game, one non-Remedy, and just work our way around it. I think that'd be the most fair way to handle the situation. But again, I don't know if I'm going to be doing Remedy streaming non-stop either, because there's a lot of other projects I'm working on that the extra time would really help with. For example, finishing Persona 4 finally, so we can start doing Persona videos. Okay, so we're good there. What if those graphical glitches aren't glitches, but they are intentional? It's like, oh, the darkness took over your screen. Sorry, good luck. Better luck next time. That would actually be hysterical. In a really meta way. Markiplier did a video on that kind of thing. I haven't seen a lot of stuff. I watched his Until Dawn run through, and I think that's really about it. Okay, we are... Oh, hello there. Nope. Goodbye. Boom. Okay, we need to just try to run through this. Okay, drop that down. Let's get our generator moving. Alright, that'll at least keep us safe for the time being. He's doing it, still playing games. He's just gonna be releasing Space to Markiplier soon, right? Honestly, Celeste, at this point in the game, if a car is flying in your face, you're kind of just like, whatever. With everything else going on, I understand that reaction 100%. Okay. I think there's going to be some other stuff falling into the sky here. Yukiko's best girl, just saying. I actually just finished Yukiko's boss battle. Oh, crap. That's as far as I got. And that was literally like 6 months ago when I played that section of it. You know, I don't even want to deal with you. I have so much ammo. You just go away. According to AWE, 2022 is supposed to be when the next Bright Falls AWE happens. Damn it. So if they stick to that timeline, we may see something next year. But that, again, that's only if. Now there's boats. Goodbye. Come on, stay there, explode, explode. There we go. Actually, this is a perfect place. I'm just gonna stay in here and make them come up to me. You have no way to escape with your little speedy freaking flash status over here. Come on, get on in here, guys. Come on, come on. You want to walk up in here? Oh no, what am I gonna do? Oh, that sucks. One more of you. Well, technically, from what we have seen even in this game, this is the third time this place has had weird shit going on that we have documented record of. Thomas Zane in 1970, the Anderson brothers in 78, and now Alan Wake in 2010. Okay, let's get going. (2022). It specifically mentions in AWE that 2022 something's going to be happening. Langston was the one who mentioned it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nope. And every single one of those missed him. That's beautiful. Boom, 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 boom. And we have a light. I think, Napro, that the Alan Wake teaser and Quantum Break, we will be revisiting that. And we won't talk more about that until we get to that game and stream. We'll release in 2068. Don't even joke about that, dude. Don't even joke. Probably will be a minor events and the other artists. Yeah, there's probably a lot of other ones. I mean, Frank Breaker in the Night Springs comic has directly mentioned times where he fought like werewolves and trees that got up and walked around and stuff of that nature. So we know it happens, but there's going to be a full deep dive into all of that later once we get through the story. Oh, Jesus. Let's get behind that tree branch. Oh, God. Oh, I wanted it to crush the guy. That would have been awesome. Anyone else thought it'd be really cool if the train car literally just crushed that tank and said, haha, sucks to be you. The darkness is pretty strong then, I guess. Who knows? Yeah, check if you have the game on Steam, go into the document files. You can find it in the local files of Alan Wake, and you'll have those comic strips. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens here. They're kind of used to it. That's why in last episode when everyone was asking why Sarah just kind of like went with it. Okay, light, darkness, cool. That's all we need to do. Let's go with it and didn't even question it. She's been around the block a few times. 100%. The darkness absolutely has been looking at the gym. Never skipped leg day. Where? No. We don't want to drop down yet. There is a supply chest here. I saw the arrow. Oh, it's literally right next to me. Jesus. Just the wrong way. The whole game was just amazing back in 2010. We haven't seen stuff like this. Overall, Remedy has always made revolutionary games. Yeah, 100%. Even, like, I think it's widely accepted that Quantum Break is probably the weakest in the series, and the only reason I could somewhat jump on that is because the live-action sections did not work as planned. But if you just remove that and had the game stand on its own, still amazing. I love it. It's just, you can tell it did not have the same Remedy flair. There was hints of it, but it didn't have the same overall type of thematic storytelling like they have in all the other games. But that's more Microsoft's influence there. Dude, I don't even want to deal with you. Eat flare. Bye-bye. I love Quantum Break, personally. Like, I don't knock it in any way. It's just something that I agree that portions could have been done a little bit better, but it's fine. Oh, jeez. Okay, this is gonna be tough. I might even want to walk into that wall there, or that building there. Okay, at least we got that big guy down. Sorry, I'm gonna focus here for a second and not look at chat. I'm walking... Oh, that's what I'm walking into. There's literally a freaking electrical wire right there that I keep smacking my face into. Okay, that guy's free, open. Goodbye. Hey, you, guess what? Grenade to the face. Bye-bye! Alright, I think we're good for right now. We're doing okay. Okay, there's something back here. I think. Yep, there it is. Zane's poem.
I'd first heard the poem in a dream, recited by a strange UFO-like light. I'd read it again in a cabin in a book by Thomas Zane. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been, to its ports I've been.
And here's yet another, yeah, strange UFO-like light. They keep calling it the UFO there. Wilder, serene, to the ports. Definitely Quantum Break references right there. But we will not go past that. And there is a coffee thermos somewhere around here. Hold on. Oh, this music is amazing. I think that's where it's at, right there. Where? I think Taken just killed himself. Whatever. I am not going to argue. Zane created Alan, honestly, just... that is probably the biggest debate about the whole Alan-Zane relationship in terms of the creative artistry. Because of the scene at the very end of episode 5 where he finds a page about Zane writing about him, everyone's like, well, did Zane create Alan? Did Alan create Zane? Where is this Ouroboros end? Where does it start? Where does it end? Hey, I'm literally shining that in your face. Get away from me. Quantum Break starts and exists in the dark place, confirmed. Who knows? Who knows? Because technically speaking, the cabin on Cauldron Lake, it was there and then it wasn't there. It technically was manifested by the energies of Cauldron Lake in the dark place, so there's a self-contained act of creation going on. And it does not move past it. It doesn't affect anything. So it's kind of like a little mini pocket universe you can walk over into. Okay. Let's get going. I don't think there's anything else over here. Goodbye. Well, I have a video entitled Fate versus Destiny where I somewhat touch upon that topic. I don't go a deep dive into it, but I bring it up briefly. Here we go.
After Zane had gone, I stood alone in the shifting dream that was the dark place. I had to find a way to the cabin. I'd written myself a way through this place in the manuscript. I followed the idea of a path. I'd written myself across the ocean that blocked my way, and with that, there was a bridge to the island beyond. The idea of the cabin flickered in the underwater darkness. I willed the cabin to be real, and it was.
The act of imagination manifesting reality, 100%. In a multiverse of infinite possibilities, every story is true, but is it true because someone wrote it, or is it a coincidence? The philosophy in this game, at least, is that the story exists before the artist or the writer wrote it. That all stories exist in some form or another in the collective unconscious, but the role of a writer is to reveal the story and to bring it into a light of consciousness, essentially. The metaphor they use is a sculptor. Now,
Turn back now.
You know what? Screw you, Barbara. Okay, let's just go shoot. So basically, if you're a sculptor, you have a block of stone that you work with. Now the thing is, the sculpture you're trying to make already exists inside the block of stone. It was there before you even did anything. Now the role of the sculptor is to cut away the parts of the block that is not the finished product. So they're revealing a pre-existing thing. If you think about it in those random terms, that's kind of how they're saying that any story is, where that already exists. And again, it's really a philosophical and a semantical way of putting it. But it goes along with the never-ending story version of literature, where all stories exist in Fantastica. And it takes the adventurer to travel to a specific part to discover the story for themselves. Yeah, Barbara's absolutely getting desperate right now. She's like, you are not going through the lake whatsoever. Alan Wake is a character created by Remedy. Well, that's... Yes. Alan Wake is a Remedy character, 100% for sure. Okay, you know what? Flashbang, let's just get through this. I'm tired of dealing with this bad boy. Goodbye. We're good, let's run.
Do as you're told.
Does Alice remember Barbara? We will find out later. Screw you. Screw you, boulders. I don't like this. Jesus. We haven't seen what's going on with Alice, so I can't really answer that right now, to be honest. And here we go. We're confronting that tornado finally. Hey, that's the point of philosophy, is it's all in the head. You can't quantify it like mathematics or sciences. It's an introverted, introspective type of art rather than... Whoa. I didn't do that, but someone else did. Anyways, enough talk right now. Let's just head on in. Barbara! Knock, knock, knock! Let's get our cardio back before we do this section.
You can't win.
Just watch me. Alright. Let's wait on here, because I cannot tell you how many times I have jumped across this and got smacked in the face by a car. Fly! Like, right there. Oh, boy. Let's try that again. Literally just freaking smacked me right in the face.
You can't win.
Okay, let's take this a little bit slower. Okay, let's wait, and run!
You will fail.
Hey, guess what? I got a total of 12 flare guns. I am not failing this.
It's all in your head.
Feel the pain.
You're making this up.
That is absolutely correct. We are making this up, but that does not mean it is not real! If anything, the reality in your own mind can be just as real as anything else. It affects our actions, our emotions, decision-making, or relationships, so yeah, it's very real. But like philosophy, you can't see it. So we reject the influence it has over us.
Hell!
Shh, baby. You were having a bad dream. It was just another nightmare.
Stranger danger!
No,
Everything's fine. You're home.
it wasn't a dream.
Everything's fine.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on!
Shh, baby. The power's out. There's no light. Come back to bed and I'll make you forget all about your fear in the dark.
My fear? It's your fear. Why aren't you afraid? You're not Alice. Turn the lights on now. Where's the clicker? What did you do with it?
Alan, you're scaring me now. Come back to bed. Have you taken your pills? Do you want me to call Dr. Hartman? I read your manuscript. It's brilliant. Departure is your best work yet. You're a genius. I'm so proud of you. Come back to bed. We'll talk more about it in the morning.
No. Yeah, the Dark Presence is desperate.
Come back to bed, Alan.
Come back to bed, Tom.
Alright, so introduce a new gameplay mechanic. We have the words floating in the sky. Clicker. The idea of the clicker, but we can bring it into the light of reality. Boom. We just manifested the clicker from nothing. But nothing but an idea. And introduce the next best character.
It stands in your way. It won't let you pass. It has no heart. It's filled with darkness. You must fill its heart with light.
Well, hello there.
Don't mind him. He's Mr. Your friends will meet him when you're gone.
Oh, they make him so much more sinister in this one. Oh, wow.
Use the clicker.
And introduce Mr. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? Hold on, let me close out and go back in. Give me a second, because that's really bad. This is really bad. How do you get rid of this? Celeste, you said you had to deal with this before? okay here. Yeah, the V-Sync's turned on. You said turn it into borderless. Go to from full screen to borderless. Okay. Let's switch it over to here real quick. Much, much better. And then we'll go back to graphics. Borderless, keep it at 1080. There we go. Fixed. Perfect. Thank you so much. Alright, so like we manifested the clicker from nothing, we can manifest all kinds of things. Like a thermos, for example. Or a bird. Let's just say we're not in Kansas anymore. In this place, ideas can be made into reality.
I followed the idea of a path.
The idea of a path. You're having Psychonauts 2 crash in specific parts? That sucks. Hold on real quick. I'm actually going to... Where's the audio? I'm going to turn the effects down a little bit so we can hear all the dialogue. So here's a path, so we're going to follow the idea of a path. What does the typing sound mean? Well, someone's writing. Tap, tap, tap on a typewriter.
I'm leaving you.
What?
I'm leaving you, Alan. I met someone. I'm in love with someone else.
Alice? No, what are you saying? You can't...
You don't love me. How could you when you don't even love yourself? All you do is torture yourself with work you can't do anymore.
No, I love you more than anything in the world. You're my muse.
I'm not.
Who are you? What have you done with my Alice?
Alan? What are you doing? Put the light back on. What are you doing, Alan? Stop. Put the light back on.
It wasn't true. Nothing like that had ever happened.
So why is he imagining it now? Hey, the unconscious does crazy things. Our thoughts do crazy things. We imagine scenarios in our life that never actually happened. They're reflections of our fears or insecurities. This is one of Alan's. He's making it real in this place. Oh, look, a shoebox. A loophole, as Thomas Zane would put it. He's imagining them, Runa. These are all thoughts and ideas, and by shining a flashlight upon it, you're literally bringing the idea forth into reality.
I had written myself across the ocean.
We have a bridge. Yep, you can absolutely do that, Celeste. You can manifest KFC whenever you felt like it. Why can't Alan imagine something fun like 5 Alices or something nice? Because it wouldn't fit the story. You have to have logical consistency.
Let me go. I promise to be good. Please, untie me, you naughty boy. I will help you write your masterpiece. I will love you forever.
No, you're not Barbara Jagger. I made a terrible mistake. I should have never written you back. You came back wrong. Your heart is filled with darkness.
Put that knife away, Thomas. Put it down.
My heart is filled with darkness. I'll cut it out. I'll take you back to the depths you came from.
Tom literally stabbed Barbara's heart out and ripped it away.
Filled with darkness.
And yes, this is actually Alan's voice voicing Tom and Alice's voice voicing Barbara. Now, there's a couple ways to interpret it. If Alan's writing this, that means everything speaks with his voice, technically. He's also never heard Thomas's real voice, so he doesn't know what they sound like. Kind of like in Bob's Bottles, where he imagines Lily having a different voice because he's never truly met her. But there's a lot that can be said here. There's a lot that can be said here. Gives you Kingdom Hearts vibes. Oh boy.
I willed the cabin to be real.
He willed the cabin to be real. Ah! And you can't walk into the ideas because they'll smack you in the face, apparently. So now we're going to will Bird's Lake Cabin into reality. That's one way to interpret it. There's a lot of different ways. Yeah, I would say this is very similar to a holodeck, except instead of a holodeck that goes by pre-programmed stories, it alternates and changes as you go. Now, that being said...
Where am I?
Hold on.
Alice! Alice! I'm coming!
Your
We'll talk more about that later.
refused to do as he was told. All he had to do was write what I wanted him to write. Now it's too late. It's his fault. You'll stay here forever.
Like I said, Vern, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Before we go in there, so basically, again, if this is a holodeck, then the story written above Cauldron Lake is the pre-programmed narratives that you can experience in the holodeck. But down in the dark place, it changes based upon your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your unconscious desires, your shadow itself. And you have no control over it, because trying to control the mind is very, very difficult. Like, for example, this is an example I use all the time, this is a thought experiment. Listen close. I want everybody to not think of a pink elephant on a trampoline. You just thought of a pink elephant on a trampoline, didn't you? You can't control it. Simple thing will create reality that could end up leading to your death here. Moving on.
Now you will never get her back. I am much older than you. Older than your first work of art. I will find a new face to wear. Someone else to dream me free.
But not today, bitch. The 100% tailgate. I've mentioned or stated before, in my opinion, the world of the mind is just as vast as the world outside of us.
Presence close by. I understood what I had to do now. I knew how to write the ending to Departure. There's light and there's darkness. Cause and effect. There's guilt and there's atonement. But the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. That's where Zane had gone wrong. There's a long journey through the night back into the light. Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Witchcraft, that's how she didn't starve. Yeah, the mental and the astral world do pre-exist the material. A lot of ancient cultures will agree with that. You'll get some information on what happened with Alice afterwards. You can see some in American Nightmare, which that stream's already up, and there's some information in Control that discusses it as well. Now she's gonna have aquaphobia, for sure. Or hydrophobia, I should say. Along with nyctophobia. She's gonna be messed up. And here is Deerfest. Pat May and Doc Nelson. Deputy Grant. They've had a busy night. You know what? Fuck you, Randall. Here are the true boys right here. The old gods of freaking Asgard. And she's just as broken as Cynthia was. And the new face of the Dark Presence in the back.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
Alan, wake up.
And there we go. And unfortunately, I will have to skip this tune. We are about to play David Bowie's Space Oddity, which will be copyrighted, so I cannot have that. And if you saw my most recent Dr. Darling video on Remedy, you'll know what the relevance of having Space Oddity play at the end there is. We have a new Lady of the Light and a new Dark Presence. Hold on. Let's just stick right here. So yeah, Agent Nightingale is now the new face of the Dark Presence. Rose Marigold is the new Lady of the Light. But let's talk about Space Oddity real quick before we move into the rest of it. So, as I talked about in the Dr. Darling video, Space Oddity was confirmed by David Bowie to be based upon Arthur C. Clarke's 2001: A Space Odyssey. And Major Tom's character mimics the story of David Bowman within that plot. And the basic idea is that Major Tom is disconnected from Earth and ends up drifting out into the unknown, very much paralleling what happens with Alan there. He's disconnected from reality and drifts off somewhere else. So let's just take the questions as they come in. Alright, so can you explain why the line Mr. will meet your friends when you're gone? Okay, so essentially what happened here is, going back in time, Thomas Zane tried to write Barbara back by just saying, hey, you know what, I will her back, I'm going to resurrect her from the dead. Alan, on the other hand, realized that this would not in any way help the situation. And what he ended up doing was exchanging places with Alice. He brought her back by sacrificing himself to the same dark place, becoming a prisoner of that threshold. And Mr. Scratch is basically going to be the stand-in for Alan. I think in the original intention was that the... Oh, did I say the name? Crap. Mr. Damn it, I just fucked up. Anyways, that character is supposed to basically be released onto the world to be the stand-in for Alan from now on forward. But we find out in American Nightmare what exactly happened with all of that. So did Alan become some sort of myth? Also, why is Barry and Sarah didn't really testify what they experienced with Alan? So this is pseudo... Barry knows what's going on. Alice, I believe, has some amnesia after this. She doesn't know exactly what happened. And again, from her perspective, she doesn't really know what's going on. She just fell into a lake, spent 2 weeks in a dark place with an old lady in a funeral dress, and that's the extent of her knowledge. And we can't really say much more past that. So yeah, Nightingale is the new face of the Dark Presence. Again, he has to keep the cycles going continuously, over and over. Are you going to play the special episodes? Yes, Andres, we will. This coming Wednesday is going to be the next scheduled stream. We're going to do the Signal DLC at that time. What is Mr. So basically... frankly, I'd say the easiest way to explain it is just go watch my American Nightmare stream. There's also a video I have out discussing that character specifically. You can check it out. That'll be the quickest way. I have a bad tendency when I'm live to ramble and not be able to have a cohesive thought, but when I sit down scripted, it's a lot more understandable, so I'd recommend going over there for that question. The implication of it's not a lake, it's an ocean. Exactly. So the lake is all we can perceive up here up top. It just looks like a lake, right? But once you dive down into that dark place, oh no, 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 you have a vast ocean underneath. A vast ocean of reality. And the same can be said about looking at a person. You see their physical outward appearance, but what's going on beneath the surface, inside their own head? Oh, that is a vast ocean indeed. Oh, the Darling video was interesting. Thank you, Neko. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. Just because I got to talk about Space Odyssey. I love that book series. Really, the FBI agent is the new face of the darkness. It doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense about it? Alan wrote it to be so, so it's so. And that's all that really matters in terms of the logical consistency. The Dark Presence mentioned during that final scene that they'll find a new face to wear, and it does. If it makes you think he is an ex-FBC agent and the FBC involved in Alan Wake 2. Who are you talking about, Celeste? Who's a former FBC agent? Clarify that and I'll respond to it later. Did Alice ever try to find Alan or try to find out more? Somewhat. Well, it's been between American Nightmare and the end of this story. There's a 2-year time gap, and we find out what she was doing during that period. And there's a radio conversation between her and Eddie Rodman, who's a radio personality. They discuss that directly. You can check it out there. Why does the cycle need to keep going? It's a very Lovecraftian sense. You have to... otherwise you're saying, I just defeated the Dark Presence in full. Well, it's an unconscious entity. Like, the Dark Place, in essence, is a physical representation of an unconscious, collective unconscious reality, or in another terms, it's called the Negredo state, where thought becomes reality. Now, I have a video called What is the Dark Place? And the basic idea is there is a old Greek poet, again, we're going to go off on a random tangent, named Ovid. He wrote a story called Metamorphoses, which is basically the first book of Metamorphoses is the creation of the universe, very much like Genesis is in the Christian theology. Now, me being me, I read the book in English, and I was like, okay, cool, this is lovely, but then I'm an odd person and went and got a copy in Latin. I got a copy of Metamorphoses in Latin and translated it myself as I was going through it, and you actually get a lot more meaning out of it. So in Ovid's words, that before creation, it wasn't darkness, as they would put in Christianity, it was chaos. And if we're talking about chaos, it's defined, if you translate it directly from Latin, as a rude and undigested mass of things that are not well put together. In essence, it's the primordial sludge of creation, the raw materials. Think of it this way, if you had a bag full of Legos, you have chaos within that bag. Now, once you take the Legos out and start assembling it into something like a building or whatever, now you have a creation. The Dark Place is basically a chaos state. It has the raw potential building blocks to manifest reality, but nothing has been ordered yet. Nothing's been put together. And that's essentially, it's a state that exists before creation, and then there's intelligences that exist within that chaos state. And you cannot defeat them. It's impossible. They've existed since the beginning of time, since that chaos state, and you can't really do much about it. Okay, let me scroll up again real quick. Is Dark Presence the embodiment of darkness, and is dark... So the Dark Presence is essentially one of the intelligent entities that exist within that chaos state. And it's very much stated outright that there is more than that. That the Dark Presence is one of many. There's a hierarchy, a cosmology of entities that exist there. Is the dark place the void or the chaos before... Chaos, there you go, Dragon of the West, chaos before creation. I think I answered that one. I had an idea for a character stuck in a hellish place that was filled with monsters. Some were good, most were bad. Each time they died, they would restart at the last save point. That kind of happens with Clay Stewart. It's a good time as any to bring him up. So Clay Stewart was the gentleman we met in the nightmare at the beginning of the game. He was having reoccurring nightmares of Alan. He would, in every nightmare, he would die, wake up, and the next night he would have a nightmare, die, and wake up, so it was a repeated cycle. The Alan Wake files is a collection of information that Clay Stewart compiled. As soon as Alan disappears in this game, Clay comes here to Bright Falls to investigate Alan's disappearance. He has interviews with the townsfolk. He collects information. He reads excerpts of Dr. Hartman's book. There's even a section from one of Alan's Alex Casey books. There's a section from Dr. Hartman's, or actually Alan's first story called Errand Boy, his first published work. And he basically tries to figure out what the hell happened here. And so a lot of the information, if you want to know immediately after the story, you can go there to check it out for what's happening on the outside. Mr. sure didn't do a good job. If you know, you know. Yeah, absolutely, Katam. Hey there, Ali. How are you doing? Or Ali. Hope everything's going well. Nightingale is replying to there. Okay. Gotcha. The character couldn't find the monsters, only run and hide. It happened while a person was in a coma. Understood. Oh, that makes sense. Huh. I'd have to think about the implications of that right there, because you could argue, do you have to defeat the monster to wake up from a coma, or do you have to give in to wake up from the coma? Basically accepting this reality is not real. Anyways, I really like a synopsis on the walking trees. I'm really pumped to know about it. Literally, it's just one slide of the comic strip where Frank Breaker's driving to help out after Barry called him in episode 5, and he's thinking back and remembering things he used to do. And there's literally one panel of the comic strip that shows walking trees, and that's it. We don't have any more information on that. The tree, the roots, the dark place, the foundation, the oldest house. Celeste, absolutely. If you know the cosmology of it, of Nordic folklore, then oh yeah, you'll get some references here. This absolutely sounds more like the realm of chaos in Warhammer. Yep, that's why I use it. Chaos with a K, though. You gotta spell chaos with a K. Which is why I very much need to be very specific with it, because you can use the word chaos in two different ways, whether the raw potentiality of creation, or chaos is in disorder. They are two completely different things, but they use the same word, because English is a terrible language and it does stuff like that all the time. Dark Presence is a chaos god, correct. It has an intelligence, though. Yeah, it's a primitive intelligence, but it still has an intelligence. It can think and plan. If it was primal, then it would simply act like an animal and lash out at anything that came around it, like anything else, but it's actively trying to influence creators to bring it free. Yep, we just finished the game. And now we're having our post-game discussions. Yeah, one of the scrapped enemies was a bear. I know that Little Gamba, there was a deer, a taken deer that was supposed to be an enemy type here too. And in the original designs, Jake Fisher from the Bright Falls prequel TV series was intended to have become a deer taken, and we meet him in this game. It never happened, but it was intended. If the dark place is chaos and the darkness is one of its entities, do we know some other entities in the game's Remedyverse? So that is one theory, that potentially the board may have originally existed from the dark place. Nothing to confirm or deny that. It's just an idea that's been out there. But I have no evidence to support it. I have no evidence to go against it. It's just a thought. I personally believe there is another entity that's referred to as the Herald of Darkness. But if you check out my Mr. video, you'll hear more about that. And if you read Lovecraft, it's actually very similar to a character called Nyarlathotep, who is the herald and comes before everything else comes behind it. It's like the army comes behind the herald, so to speak. That's why the Dark Place needs artists, so the artists would be able to turn the abstraction to clear ideas. Exactly. So any of the entities that reside in the Dark Place cannot free itself because they cannot create. They are not creators. All they can do is corrupt and destroy. So they need a conscious artist, someone who is gifted in the art of taking the contents of their own conscious mind and manifesting it and organizing it, bringing order from the chaos of the human mind. And they need that in the Dark Place in order to create a gateway for them to escape through. The Andersons should be dead. Are they gods? That's... Well, they certainly are old gods, for sure. I'll give a little tidbit. After this situation, you'll see it in the not the American Gods. Sorry, I'm thinking of something completely different. In American Nightmare, Barry goes on to represent the old gods in a comeback tour, and he notices that once they get on stage and the music starts to play, something seems to have possessed the Anderson brothers, that they seem to gain new strength, and he calls it's almost something godly. Anyways, yeah, Alan wants to get out too, but that's where we're at. For 11 years he has been working his way out. Okay, just looking through. I think it just had to do with they couldn't get the models to work for the deer taken. Well, the gods, the only reason Dragon of the West they call the Andersons gods is because they modeled themselves after Odin and Thor from Norse mythology. So in that sense, they're gods. Entities really is just a semantical way of saying inhabitant of another reality. At the end of the day, that's really all it means. If you're not talented, the Dark Place turns you to the Taken. Exactly, and we may see that come to bite someone's ass in the AWE DLC, but I'm not going to spoil that. Yeah, I like the idea that the board could potentially be something similar to the Dark Presence, but again, we can't really talk about them much because that'll be control spoilers, but moving onwards. Do you think demons and angels are real in the Remedyverse? It depends on your definition. Demon or daemon? Daemon meaning a spirit, an archetypal spirit. 100% for sure. Demons, if you can argue that the Dark Presence is a demon, then sure. But that's just your personal definition. I applied to the beta test for Remedy half a year ago and haven't heard from them yet. They're looking for random people living in Finland. I hope you get that game's exclamation point. That'd be a lot of fun. Like, I would do some of those beta testing personally, but I frankly don't have time to. Can you say that there are parallels from Alan Wake and the Tale of Orpheus? Sure. Sure. The only difference, like, it's basically climbing down. There's a lot of stories like that where the hero climbs down into the afterlife to reclaim a lost love. Except with Orpheus, he wasn't successful. He got out perfectly fine, but Eurydice, I think that's how you pronounce it, Eurydice, wasn't able to come out. So the darkness is like a god, like a tulpa. Yeah, so tulpa, the Tibetan thought forms, is that we're referring to, Rodin? Then yes, in a certain sense. Adi is a friend of the Andersons. Absolutely. Our favorite janitor happens to know the Andersons, but we'll talk about that later on. Oh, Barry knows there's something odd going there. Remember, he's been around for pretty much most of this adventure, and he's been reading the manuscripts alongside Alan. Yep. Alan lied about something, so it became true. And at the end of the day, that's what artists are. They're professional liars. They lie new realities into existence, and we pay them money so we can experience them. It's a weird way to put it, but it's kind of it. Remind me what AWE stands for. If you haven't played Control Kayla, I'm not going to get into that. We'll talk about it once we get to that game. Darkness can do time travel. I hope no. It's a cliche. I haven't seen any evidence that time travel it relates to the Dark Presence or anything in Alan Wake. Now, that being said, you can write about something now that happened in the past, and the debate has always been, well, if I wrote something today, could I create something that happened 50 years ago, which means it came out of nothing 50 years ago before I was even born? But that's, again, now you're going down philosophical questions, and we really have no evidence to support or deny it. So it's really hard to say. Now, time travel does exist in Quantum Break. And most likely that's going to be a pocket universe in the Remedy multiverse, though. Not in the Prime universe, where Alan Wake and Control occur. The board is the opposite of darkness. Who knows? We'll find out. Because he looked back, didn't he? Something he wasn't supposed to do. Exactly, Joseph. So he was told by Hades he's not allowed to turn around to look at Eurydice. But he did it anyways, and that's where he lost her. Are these being really beyond comprehension, or are they just fixed on a single purpose and unable to be human? I think it's more that, Dragon of the West, that they seem unconscious archetypes. Like, if you study Carl Jung long enough, it could be Jungian archetypes, and in my opinion, the Dark Presence is the archetype of the collective shadow. So we all have our own shadow archetype. But if you're looking at the collective consciousness, imagine the shadow archetype of all conscious minds in all of creation. And in my opinion, that's essentially what the Dark Presence represents. Yep, we're going to do Life Control 2, not right away, but we will be doing it moving forward. We're probably going to do that last. Possibly either go to Quantum Break next, or backtrack to Max Payne 1 and 2, and then Quantum Break, and then Control. Well, I will say Jessie's character, she's not as interesting as Max Payne or Alan Wake. She's definitely far more interesting than Jack Joyce. I don't think she's boring, though. It's just a lot of her characterization happens off-screen, and you have to surmise it. It's just her story, her characterization in the game is more... She's giving off the personality of the player, for the most part. So they don't show you her issues. They kind of tell you about it in the back end, and you have to guess at what it is. Okay, found something reference on Lake. It's on a TV show. Yep, Rain. Yeah, Sam Lake exists in this universe on a TV show. So do the Poets of the Fall. So yeah, that's my opinion. There's a collective shadow. Can the Dark Place be used to travel to the entire multiverse? No clue. So, okay. Now that you brought that up, Dragon, I do want to ask a question. So after we finish up the Signal and the Rider DLC, there technically is one more piece of media that directly connects into the Alan Wake plotline. It's called This House of Dreams. It's actually a blog spot. Now, it's not a video game. It's literally a blog that you go in and you follow this story of this woman named Samantha Wells. And she bought a new house and is currently trying to fix it up. And weird stuff starts happening. So would everyone be interested in us doing a live stream where all we do is read through the entire blog? Because again, it very directly ties into this story, and if you're talking about the Dark Place and the multiverse, there may be some evidence in that to answer that question. But again, all we would be doing is reading. There'd be no gameplay. I'm not sure if you'd be interested in that though. How do you think about the possibility of a big game about Alex Casey instead of Al? I can't talk about that yet, Game Diving, because that'd be Control spoilers. But I know where your mind's at, and I'm with you on it. Gustavo, we're not going to talk about Ati yet. We may bring him up when we get to the Control run-through. Darkness, collective shadow. Is there a chance for a collective super ego? Well, if you're comparing collective shadow and the superego, you're bringing Jungian psychology and Freudian psychology, which there's aspects of it. So we'd say the collective id versus the collective superego, if we're going down that way. All I'll say is potentially what the upright white pyramid may be, if you played Control, but I'm not saying anything past that. Imagine if Alan Wake 2 gets announced at the Game Awards in December. TGA 2021 announcing Alan Wake 2? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I wouldn't know, Joseph. As much as the Dark Presence is concerned, we've seen everything about it, so you have all the same information as me. I haven't seen any instances where it split itself up. Yes, 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 please. Okay. Yeah, sure, I can do this House of Dreams as soon as we're done. We'll do it on the Sunday, or next Sunday, I guess, just for the fun of it. Jack's time interfere with the darkness and the world in the past. I'm not going to read that one out loud, Rodent, again, because that's Quantum Break spoilers, but I'll talk to you later about it. No worries, Katami, take it easy. Here, this is a very long post-episode conversation because there's a lot to discuss now that we can basically talk freely. Incorporates ARG elements in the game storytelling with the blogs and the QR codes, absolutely. And even their trailers and their developer diaries have in-lore relevance, Little Gamba. It's pretty cool. And while you're at it, please continue with Hellblade analysis. Please. Don't worry, Dragon. Actually, what I was planning to do this morning, literally, as soon as I finished the Psychonauts video, is I was deciding if I wanted to do another Remedy video or jump back into Hellblade, and I was leaning towards Hellblade because I haven't released something on that game in a long time. They use ARG to market the movie. I just think it's a lot of fun, personally. Please explain the clicker. So essentially what happens with the clicker is Alan needed a weapon to fight against the Dark Presence, so he borrowed upon something from his past. Like, the clicker was a real thing that he got as a child. And you'll notice in Alan's writing styles from Departure moving forward that he borrows upon previous things he's experienced, previous stories he's worked on. And he borrowed upon his childhood item, the clicker, brought it into the story to use it as a weapon. He essentially created an OOP that would turn the lights on and off, and not just a room, but he can turn the sun on and off. A magical light, so to speak. That'd be fun, Joseph, yeah. Would that also be an interesting thing where we do kind of like, maybe like a blog spot kind of thing, where it's like an Ask Me Anything for the Remedyverse? We can release them in episodes. Maybe we can start like with a specific topic and then just branch out. I don't know. That'd be fun. We're at all new about the part of the story. Making intros for Hellblade. Oh, you love them, Bat? Well, thank you so much. Yeah, you go above and beyond, dude, when it comes to making those intros. I very much appreciate everything you do with it. Yep, Chekhov's gun perfectly with the clicker, 100%. Oh, is that what's happening in the on the screen right now? It's changing to night and light, or day and night. Oh, how no one noticed the change from day to daylight to the night. All right. This isn't really a control spoiler, so I don't feel like I need to hide it. Basically, the effects of Alan's story only exist for what's inside the story. So he never mentioned anything about Tampa Bay, Florida in Departure. So nothing in Tampa Bay, Florida is going to be affected by his writings. He never mentioned anything in Colorado or friggin' England or in Australia. So nothing is going to happen. The story does not affect those parts of the world whatsoever. This and everything that he created and manufactured, including the sun turning on and off, only happened here within the confines of the story. And you notice that the second that part of the story was over, it turned back to night again. One could argue that the events of Episode 5 and Episode 6 took place on the same night, but for a brief period of time the sun came up in Bright Falls and only over Bright Falls. But that's completely that's pure theory at that point. But there is a document in Control that states that, yeah, it's only existed within a bubble around Bright Falls and only for a limited period of time. Studio 51 scrapped ideas for the game that became Shadows of the Damned. The initial ideas are very similar to Alan Wake and themes and mechanics. Oh, very cool. What exactly specifically was the AWE and Bright Falls referenced in AWE? The Bright Falls AWE really wasn't referenced too much for Runa. They spoke more about the 1978 Bright Falls AWE with the Anderson brothers, if anything. That was more directly referenced. How can a human mind not go insane if you're stuck in this place? Only Alan seems to be able to somehow hold on. Well, wait till the DLCs, Joseph, and we'll talk about how sane Alan is down in the dark place. And that's all I'm going to say there. The FPC were a little overzealous. I want to do a video on the Tennyson Report and bring that up, Dragon of the West, because the Tennyson Report is incredibly fascinating for being a one-page document. I say we put Lovecraft on Cauldron Lake and see the darkness, be scared and intrigued at the same time. It's basically what it is. Anything in the dark place is essentially a Lovecraftian horror. That in itself is an AW. Make Emily Pope really excited. Emily as my wife. She doesn't know it yet, but it's gonna happen. Either that or William Joyce and Emily Pope need to get a lab together. Someone needs to write a fan fiction of that. Does the soul exist in the Remedyverse? I don't see why not. I don't think they've directly talked about the components of the human species or consciousness in general, but I don't see why not. Dance me a number, it is absolutely Ocean. You want to play a Gulak now? Is that a species, a race? Is that a D&D race? Yeah, the FBC for sure, I believe, has international influences. They've mentioned other facilities around the planet, but we have no details. I think like satellite facility is the only other one we've mentioned, and then there's some cases of agents going overseas. Great Old One Warlock, yes. Hey, Yellow Bat. Hey. Jesse's definitely going to get jealous if I claim Emily as my wife, for sure. Do you think someone had to capture the darkness in the lake and make some rules to hold it, but the darkness mutated? No, so the lake isn't really itself a prison. It's just a gateway leading to that threshold of reality. That is the dark place. The dark place existed long before the lake did, but this is literally just a weak point in the fabric of reality. And that's all it is at the end of the day. Which makes it interesting. If you've, again, go back to my Dark Place video, I love that they set this in a caldera lake, because a caldera is formed over a active or a non-active volcano. Now, the Greek god Hephaestus, again, is the god of the forge, of metalwork and stuff of that nature, and his forge is put in the bottom of a volcano for a reason. It is because volcanic, like a lava at the end of the day, what is in the that portion, or what's the word I'm looking for? In the mantle, not the mantle, yeah, the mantle of the Earth's crust, or below the Earth's crust, it's the raw material that was melted down due to the heat of the core and become a pseudo-liquid. Now, this means that it has the raw materials very much like a chaos state. The lava has the raw materials of a lot of stuff. And during explosions, volcanic ash is actually one of the most fertile soils known on Earth for that very reason, and specifically like the Mount St. Helens eruption. After that, they found species of plant life that never existed anywhere else in the world. So if the chaos state of the human psyche, the dark place, exists at the bottom of a volcano, it's because they're making the allegorical similarities between the two, between volcanic lava. And that's also why they call this a cauldron lake. At the bottom of the cauldron, you're cooking, you're building new things by throwing it into a melting pot. It's just a really nice touch there. You're Alice's new boyfriend? Okay, dance me number. Alan's going to have some words when he gets back, but we're not going to talk about the Blessed Organization yet, Chloe. That's a control topic. What was Anderson's AWE in the 78 again? We'll see it in the AWE DLC, not like a cutscene or anything, but in a document. Basically, they had their own battle with the Dark Presence back in the late 70s. This place is next to St. Helens. Maybe in this reality, someone that wrote the volcano blew to get rid of the darkness once again. Yeah, and the volcano erupted in the 70s after Zane wrote himself out of the world with this final poem, took him and Barbara down, dove into the lake, and that's when the volcano erupted. So it's very likely Zane caused the volcanic explosion. Typhon got trapped beneath the mountain, is said to be spitting fire to this day. Yeah, and there's a child of Izanagi and Izanami that is a volcano god in Japanese mythology as well, for similar reasons. This is why they call her the witch Baba Yaga. Exactly. Yep, we're going to play the DLCs, Cameron. The signal is going to be on Wednesday. The writer is going to be on Saturday or Friday. And we're going to be reading This House of Dreams on Sunday. For the fun of it. Do you think Jesse got to the dark place should go through the same thing with the history? Okay. Honestly, I don't know if Jesse would be able to really handle the dark place. That's a community discussion right there. I think her mind's much too chaotic. But that's a whole nother conversation. So Alan Wake still exists, or he will be forgotten like Thomas say. No, people still remember Alan. It wasn't part of his story to be forgotten. But Zane felt like because he woke the dark presence up by resurrecting Barbara, the only way for him to put it back to sleep is if he never wrote it into existence in the first place. He basically just retconned all of his works, his own existence included, to pretend like that never happened. He just said, you know what, Control-Alt-Delete, reset that. Oh, trust me, Joseph, I can go on and talk about Alan Wake for a long time. I've literally spent over 2 years breaking down in lecture videos the story of this game in Control. It's a lot of fun. The Vision number 3 and some stuff in American Nightmare will explain more about how Alan knows of Jesse, but that we're not gonna go too far down that line. Yeah. It would be a massive spoiler if we talk about if Jesse can take it, but I would say the hell. The only reason I make that comment, Joseph, is because I don't know how much control she has over her own head. Like, Alan has spent his entire career since probably in his early teens working on his own imagination and how to organize his thoughts. So he's spent probably at least 15, 20 years working specifically on that topic. Jesse, as far as I know, has never done that. Slavic mythology. I reference Slavic mythology quite a bit in some of the videos. If you want to check out What is the Oldest House and The Dark Place episode of my series, then you'll get some more Slavic mythology in there. Like, for example, the Bubbling Cauldron. Now, there's a lake called Helgelmir in Norse mythology, which I believe is referred to as the Bubbling Cauldron. Again, Cauldron Lake. And it is described as one of the 3 lakes that feeds the roots of the Yggdrasil, the world tree. And specifically, Helgelmir takes one down into the realm Niflheim, the realm of mist and fog, wink wink. And that's the very imagery we use in the Dark Place as well, so they're probably directly referencing it. Do you have to be parasensitive to resist the Dark Place? I don't think so. I think you literally just have to either have, like what Zane does, again, he has a spacesuit or a diving suit, which keeps him protected. And he emits light from the inside out. Alan is going to have to go through a trial by fire. He's going to have to go through his own crucible. Not at all, Varuna. I don't mind at all that some people call the game dated. Let's be 100% honest. The game, Alan Wake here, it's not a perfect game. There's definitely some issues with it. It's the enemy design, or the enemy variety is very limited. Weapon variety is very limited. Most people are so... I don't want to use the word pampered because it seems a little mean, but they expect to have, like, oh, leveling trees and weapon loadouts and all this other stuff. It's like... Back in the day, it wasn't really needed, but I can see how that would make it a more enjoyable experience. So it may be dated, but doesn't stop you from enjoying it. So, kind of sounds like Silent Hill. Yep, Silent Hill could also be referred to as Niflheim as well. What is the world tree? It's basically a tree whose roots plunge into every threshold of reality simultaneously. Dragon of the West, if you haven't played Control, I wouldn't go too far down this idea, because it directly relates to the setting of a Control. – 'Cause 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 ' Yes, Joseph. In the modern era, we don't remember, like, things that seem like superstition back in the day. We don't know why they did it. We think, oh, they're just superstitious, whatever, but they did it for a reason. Like, do we really think any of these mythological cults or religions who started doing ritualistic practices started doing it for no reason? I'm pretty sure it got started for a reason. We just don't know what it was anymore. I'm glad you love to dance me a number. Yeah, this is probably one of the most influential games I've ever played. There's a reason why my channel is based upon Alan Wake, Psychonauts, and Hellblade. And Control. Remedy in general, but Psychonauts and Hellblade 2, those are the biggest 3 franchises that have influenced me personally. Alan Wake finish in bikini? Why not take vacations in other countries? Who knows? He's from New York. Going to Washington's probably a brand new country anyways. The United States is so huge. We have so many different cultures and geographic locations. And that's why I love where I live. Is basically if I want to get to the ocean, I got an hour drive. If I want to go to the mountains, I got an hour drive. If I want to go to the desert, I got an hour drive. So I literally have anything I want right in walking distance, basically. I haven't studied much Norse mythology, to be honest. I grew up with Greek Roman mythology, personally. I was that kid back in 6th grade where here's me, like a 11-year-old, and the teacher tries to bring up Greek mythology, and I say, well, actually, teacher, that's incorrect. I was that kid who corrected my teacher in school, but whatever. I've never played Heavy Rain. I saw a lot of advertisements before it came out, and I really wanted to play it, but I never did. Yes, Nicholas, we got the QR codes. We're not going to discuss them here because, again, they spoil a lot of what's going on in Control. Well, not really spoil. Okay, long story short, I think we can talk about the visions, not in details, though. It basically details the last one ends with what could be considered the start of Alan Wake 2, and that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say there. Well, we just ended, Trey. We're literally just having our post-episode, the end of the game discussions here. So, the VOD will be up shortly, probably before the end of the day. Does someone need to be born a paratalitarian or one can become skilled and learn? No clue. No clue, Dragon of the West. They've never detailed that in the slightest. Overly Sarcastic Products has a few Norse mythology videos if you want to check them out. Yeah, for sure. Like, because of Hellblade, I actually started studying Norse mythology, personally. That's the game. I started studying Eldafruthag runes and their fortune-telling significance as a result of that game. I don't know who the paper killer... I don't even know what that means, to be perfectly honest. Alright, guys. Well, I think we are going to end it off here. This discussion went on a lot longer than the other ones, but we had a lot to talk about. So I'm going to get back and start rendering the new video for today on Psychonauts so we can have that out at the normal time, which is 2 a.m. my time, Pacific Standard. So some of you will wake up to it, some of you it'll happen in the afternoon. So we can enjoy it all around. We are definitely going to be starting the Signal DLC on Wednesday and continue onward from there. And if you guys really want to have like an AMA for Remedy conversations, let me know, and I might set something up for that. Yellowbat, if you're here, you're still here, would you be interested in doing that? Because I think while you were out, someone asked if we could just basically have a stream like this where all we do is take questions and answer questions, or take questions and give answers about the Remedy story. Would you be interested in joining me on that? Because you have just as much knowledge as I have for the most part. And we've talked on voice chat before, and our conversations tend to go in random directions, but it all works out. I think that'd be fun. Take it easy, Kayla. Yeah, just let me know in Discord if you'd be interested in that, and we'll go from there. Anyways, you all take it easy. Enjoy your days. Enjoy your night, wherever you're at in the world, depending on your time zone. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Later.